welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Vintage, and this is preparation because we have not one, but now two Black Lotus tournaments in the Northeast this summer. There is, of course, the NYSE Open that I've been promoting for a while now, and there is the Steel City Spectacular happening in mid-August. 15 proxy Vintage for a Black Lotus is just one of many Eternal events offered at that tournament. I'll have information, the links provided. Check that out, as well as the NYSE. I'll be at both, trying to complete my place at a Black Lotuses this summer. Can't wait. That said, Vintage has changed quite a bit since Eternal Weekend, really quickly in the last month or so. I actually released a Vintage video not that long ago where it was like, what would you play in a Vintage tournament tomorrow? And I played Esper Lurrus, and that league went pretty well for me, and I was very happy with the deck. And then in the time between I recorded it and when I released it, which was like a couple weeks, Vintage looked totally different. Stock up is a big part of that. Paradoxical Outcome officially back on the menu. It is not hard to convert mana into cards anymore. There is critical redundancy, and there's multiple shells emerging. I already played the Turbo Vault Key version on the channel, and this version has emerged, this kind of Jeskai Splashing Demonic Tutor version that is ultimately kind of a control deck. That's always been the strength of PO. It is, of course, a combo deck, and if you are a normal Magic player looking at Vintage from like Draft or Standard, you would say, what are you talking about, you idiot? This is a combo deck. And yes, it is. But the strength of Paradoxical Outcome, historically, is that it could play cards like Dak Faden or Monastery Mentor or Mana Gorger Hydra. It could take these slower postures and have these other game plans built into the shell, where you also just have to respect the broken mana and the possibility of PO going insane over the top. Now with Lurrus in the mix, we have Thundertrad Trainer, Snapcaster Mage, and Forth Eorlingas, is in addition to, of course, the One of Urza Saga that's going to be in all these decks, and Lurrus herself that could actually win a game. Forth Eorlingas, if you are having a crazy combo turn, X could be plenty big enough to just outright defeat an opponent, or you could do something like draw 15 with Paradoxical Outcome, make 4 or 5 horses with Forth Eorlingas, and then pass with a handful of interaction. So it'll take you an additional 1 or 2 turns to win, but you can't actually lose, which is pretty cool. This kind of feels like Monastery Mentor that we're allowed to play alongside Lurrus, giving it some historical perspective here. That actually feels awesome to me. This build also gets to play Flame of Anor, a card that I love. I love that this exists. I love when I get to cast it. I even love when my opponents blow me out with it because it's just so sweet. Target player draws 2, destroy target artifact, flame deals 5 damage to target creature, choose 1. If you have a wizard, choose 2 instead. There are now 5 wizards in the deck between Thundertrad Trainer and Snapcaster Mage. We're really living the dream here. This is mostly a control shell, but it has insane combo elements that must be respected. If the opponent over sideboards for your combo elements, you could start shaving POs and then just become a Jeskai control deck. I'm really excited to try this. I haven't played this version of the deck yet. It's doing well in the hands of multiple pilots on Magic Online, and I hope it does well for me too. If this sort of thing works, I'm always happy to play it. Let's get in. The 9th installment of the NYSE Vintage Open Series is coming. This 15 proxy Vintage tournament with Power 9 prizes takes place on Saturday, June 14th, 2025 in Long Island, New York, and has a $500 entry fee. That's a hefty entry, but the guaranteed prizes for top 8 are unlimited Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxen. The NYSE Open 8 went well for me last year. Someone better come stop me from getting another Lotus. Will it be you? I'll be at the NYSE Open 9 on June 14th, and I hope to see you there. Register on melee.gg or use the link in the video description. I'm on the draw in round 1 with a hand that would be bonkers on the play. My opponent did not reveal Lurrus, and they're on a mull to 6 so far. This could be Bizarre, could be Shops, could be Oath. There's not very many reasons to not play Lurrus in Vintage. And it is cool that you can like rule out half the format immediately based on whether they have Lurrus or not. I'm a little worried. Like something like a Chalice of the Void or a turn 1 Collector Roof or whatever would ruin my life. But it appears they don't have it. Oh my god. Well, hook that right to my veins. Okay. Mox Emerald. Mox Pearl. Mox Sapphire. Do I want to play Academy yet? I could play Thundertrad Trainer first, see if they want to do anything, but if they, like, Force of Vigor in response, I guess that would be shitty. Okay, why would they Force of Vigor? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, I'm gonna cast Thundertrad Trainer. Oh, wait. Can I Offspring this, homie? 3, 4, 5, 6. I can just Offspring this right now. That's crazy. That makes me weaker to Force of Will, but I'm already pretty weak to Force of Will, and Lurrus is waiting. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. Well, that's powerful. Cool. Wow, that just happened. Okay, so I make a little buddy. I dig for a spell. I'd like Force of Will. There's Merchant Scroll here, which would be great. I do need some action, but I also need to not die. Force of Will and Flame of Anor. I don't have red mana. It probably has to be Brainstorm here, as much as I would love Flame of Anor. All right, B-Storm's in. Okay, I have generated 6 mana on turn 1, put 2 threats into play, and shown them Force Blue card. What is this Misty Rainforest deck that didn't have any interaction? Is it just Bug? Soul Ring? It's probably Oath. Okay. Draw for turn. Stock up. All right, the stonks are up here. That's really stupid and good. Do I think I'm going to need white mana this turn? Because if I stock up into more Moxen until Iron Academy gets better. Okay, yeah, I'll stock up using my Moxen. I'm mostly a mono blue deck, where it matters. There's the Lingus. There is a Bauble. I still don't have red. I could take Scalding Tarn Forth Eorlingas and work my way that way. I could also just take Probe PO. Yeah, I think that's the way I really slam this door closed. All right, show me what you're working with. What's this hand? We might get the tactical vintage concession here. So that I have to wonder if they're Bug or Oath going into game 2. Oh, okay. We are some sort of Dark Ritual Storm deck. That's even crazier. Okay, Flusterstorm is in the grip. That's why my creatures and artifacts didn't get countered last turn. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Does Vexing Bauble help me do anything here? I can't force with Bauble in play. I could sack Bauble. I'm going to play Sink into Stupor in land mode. I'm going to play Vexing Bauble. This also makes their Beseech the Mirror not work. So it's a little offense and defense here. Attack. And I think I just want to pass here. I could Time Walk. If they fluster it, I would pop my Bauble with the floating mana. Okay, yeah, Time Walk's good. Yeah, if they fluster this, I'll just pop my Bauble. If not, I'll just untap into Hardcast Force of Will, and we're good. Okay, we're getting the fetch. Dark Ritual Yawgmoth's Will can go a long way towards winning a game, though. I'm a little worried. Okay, here's the fluster. All your targets share this target. I will, in response to this, crack my Bauble. Mana Vault. Okay. Well, I'm not going to pay. I will play Mana Vault and pass with Force of Will up. 1 mana short of just picking up all these permanents and going apeshit. That was sweet. Okay, pass the turn. Can I beat a Yawg Will here is the question. Brainstorm changes everything I think I know. If they find Black Lotus here, I think they can outmuscle a Force of Will. Especially since they know I have the Force. It makes it more dicey. If I get to my turn and PO for 5 while netting mana, that'll be pretty busted. But we do have to get that far. Yeah, Underground Sea. They're passing the turn. This is what I needed. My Forth Eorlingas is 3rd from the bottom of my deck right now, which means I think I want to go to combat, or am I not respecting the deck enough? Can I draw 41 cards this turn? It's not impossible. All right, let's find out. I'm actually not going to go to combat first, and I'm going to pick up my trainer and all of my rocks. It's just had enough. Okay, sweet. All right, we're against some sort of Dark Ritual Turbo Storm deck. Force of Negations are coming in. Tormod's Crypt can mess with Yawgmoth's Will a little bit. Like, I don't think this is great, but it might be literally something. I need Portable Hole and Swords to Plowshares to get out of my deck. Flame of Anor always draws cards. Vexing Bauble's good. I might not need Basic Island versus this deck. There's still a lot of mana in here. Mishra's Bauble. I could turn that into another Tormod's Crypt if I'm just really concerned about them going deep with Yawgwill. I also have some number of Pyroblast. They have some number of blue spells. Their combo line is black, but if I could fend off a Force of Will or knock a clutch cantrip out of the chain, that could be something. And I'm definitely doing this. Just, is there room for turn Bauble into Pyroblast? And I don't think I want the other Tormod's Crypt. PO is pretty naturally good against traditional Dark Ritual combo decks because we're much better at supporting forces than they are, and we can be just as fast. Okay, a little risky here. I am living on the back of Mental Misstep to get a turn, but I'm going to try it. Okay, I'll just zap off on a Thoughtseize or Dark Ritual here. They don't have Dark Ritual. They don't have the 4 of Dark Ritual. They have the 1 of Black Lotus. Sad. Have you seen Black Lotus before, chat? That card's really good. Mana Vault. This could be the spot where I fight. Yeah, I think I'll do just literally anything I can here. Try to slow them down. Because if they were trying to set up a Tinker, this is the spot I can break it up. If they have Fluster, I'm just getting Tinkered anyway. Ancestral, sure. Bunch of good 1-drops in this hand. Demonic Tutor. Okay, that resolves. I'm not happy about it, but it does resolve. Do I lose now, or is this a next turn situation? Okay. Ooh, Mana Crypt's a big draw. Mana Crypt lets me cast spells this turn. I'm going to bobble my opponent here. They have Lorien Revealed. I'm going to go Mana Crypt into Soul Ring. Then Soul Ring into Stock Up. Grab a Volcanic Island here. I think trying to stock up for one of my 6 forces is a better way to spend my energy than holding a Pyroblast versus a Resolved Demonic Tutor. Force pitching Sink into Stupor. Disappointing, but okay. I'm done fighting. Okay, they're drawing Lorien Revealed. I get a random draw, Mox Opal. I can Offspring Thundertrad Trainer next turn. Incredible how fast that happens in these decks. Sensei's Top. That card is very slow, and slow is what I need here. Mana Crypt doing its job. I did not take any damage. Versus Saga, you love to see it. Now I can Offspring my Trainer and leave up Pyroblast. Opal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That feels like cheating. I'm not going to lie. They're fetching. They've got their own Pyroblast. That's good. If they spin top, flip top into Force, pitch Lorien Reveal to Force, get blown out by Pyroblast, I invite that reality. Okay, we're in. I'd like Force of Will in my hand. It's my only option, and I'm happy to have it. Now, any blue card puts the shields up off the trainee. Ancestral Recall. I've heard of that one. It's pretty good. I'm going to take Ancestral. This can be a blue card for Force. I could also Ancestral myself and bet on blue and hope that a blue card is forthcoming. It could be something that they do here to shove. Okay, I'm getting Thoughtseized. I will Ancestral over the top. Yeah, Thoughtseized is just obviously really good because I have multiple good cards in my hand and they know it. Spinning top in response to Ancestral. Ancestral's good. I can Force pitching Probe, and then I will have Paradoxical Outcome going into my turn, because if this Thoughtseize resolves, I suspect they'll take PO. Alright, I'm going to Force pitching Probe and try to actually win. Because if they're ready to win this turn, they just take Force, and if they're not ready to win this turn, they take PO. And I don't think they're ready to win this turn based on how they've been spinning their top. Okie dokie. I drew another 0, Mox Pearl, Tormod's Crypt, Paradoxical Outcome. Welcome back to the format. I've missed you so much. I love you. Never leave me again. And I can Pyroblast something if I need to. Wow, okay. And that is basically textbook of why I'm pretty happy to be PO versus Dark Ritual Storm. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 2. Opponent also has a Lurrus. My hand sees a ton of cards. I'm going to run with it. Did you know Black Lotus sacrifices for exactly the amount of mana it takes to cast Stock Up? That's a useful interaction. We got a Tundra, Moxjet, Ancestral Recall. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Cool. That was an important exchange to get away with. I am going to bobble my opponent, get a little info about what might be coming my way, make a decision whether I want to stock up or Demonic Tutor. I could Demonic for Ancestral here. Our opponent's drawing Lorien Revealed. That resolved very quickly. So Demonic for Ancestral for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'd be one short of playing Thundertrad Trainer. There's one Underground Sea. Like, Demonic Tutor is the only black card in this deck. I don't really want to fetch Underground Sea. That's going to affect the rest of my game after that point, but I also would kind of like to resolve Ancestral Recall here. My opponent didn't force my misstep and didn't misstep me back. Okay, I will fetch Underground Sea. Underground Sea, Black Lotus, Black, Blue, Blue, Demonic Tutor. Yeah, they're just F6'd over there. Ancestral Recall, Ancestral myself. Did not hit an additional mana source. That sucks. Okay. Yeah, like any Mox there, cast Thundertrad Trainer. Forth Eorlingas off my bauble draw. I could just get God over the top here. Oh, they're a Wasteland deck. Oh, this is just regular old Esper Lurrus. Yeah, that's technically still legal and allowed. Oh, look at Moxjet showing up here right on time. You sack of crap. I needed you last turn. If they're in the Matrix right now, they might force this, or like Spell Pierce on Moxjet. Okay, they were not in the Matrix. That's good news. I'd like to train my Thunderous Trap. This is an important matchup for me to get reps in because Esper Lurrus would be my default play if this whole stock up PO arc hadn't begun. I'm also recording this 2 days before the Banned and Restricted update, the March 31st Banned and Restricted update. I don't think stock up is a big enough problem to get restricted, but I have heard people say those words out loud. I would love this Mox Opal if I'm going to be able to use it, which is not a guarantee, obviously. But I have another stock up, or I could stock up or Thundertrap next turn. And Plow will eventually be good, but I don't have white mana. I think I'm going to go for the Gusto and take Mox Opal. And I am just going to run it out here. They already know about it, whatever. If they Spell Pierce this, it's not even a big deal because it's not even on. And they've hesitated on the Jet. Okay. I'm on board, team. Gotta watch out for Lavinias and Bowmasters here. Cycle the Lorien. Underground Sea. Psychic Frog is a card they play. Swords to Plowshares, hell yeah. That's a deal! Get rid of that thing. Just an immediate 2-for-1 for 2 mana. There's that Underground Sea we knew about. They passed the turn, did not buy Lurrus. Okay, I could sink into Stupor. Thundertrad Trainer dodges Spell Pierce, though, a card that I have identified I suspect they might have. I'm going to Thundertrap. This also plays around Flusterstorm. Just any of those soft permission, Force of Negation, Hardcast, dodges that. Thundertrap. Okay, I will take Mishra's Bauble. I was looking for a Mox, but not going to complain. This does a similar thing. Long pause on this Mishra's Bauble. I really think my opponent has Spell Pierce. Or maybe Force of Negation at this point. And they're thinking about how much this mana is worth. If this resolves, I'm just casting Time Walk, though. If they have that Pierce, if they have that Force, like, let's get it out of the way. Alright, Soporific Springs, zap it in. Show me whatever you've been sitting on. I saw you thinking the last few turns. My hand has 3 cards in it that are all better than Time Walk in context. Oh my goodness, they had a Spell Pierce. What could we have done? Do I want to bobble them? Now is actually an interesting question. It turns off Mox Opal, but a card in Vintage is worth so much. Bobbling them also lets Bowmaster kill Thundertrad Trainer. I think I am going to bobble here. Null Rod. Yikes. All right, well, glad I bobbled. This is still going to be a problem. I did not draw Force of Will. Okay. The game has changed. That's actually one of the best draws conceivable that they could ever have. Another Swords of Plowshares. Okay. So we're both a little low on mana here. Their deck is better in this situation than mine is. Portable Hole. Yeah, that's an answer to Null Rod if I ever find a fetch land. Okay, if they find a land, it unlocks Lurrus. Yikes. Okay, I'm behind. Big time behind. If I find a land, I'm right back in. Okay, Lurrus is in the grip. Fetch land. Ooh, okay. We're seeing the clunkiness now. Esper Lurrus, really good in spots like this. Really good at creating spots like this. There are no cards in their graveyard, though, that work with Lurrus. This is a 3/2 lifelink right now, which is still the biggest thing on the board, but it's not that great. Fetch land. Merchant Scroll. This is showing up late, but I will take it. If I could have wished for a Force last turn and then forced Lurrus, there's sort of chillin'. I did notice while looking at deck lists that I've seen Oath decks recently that are also main decking a couple of Null Rods. Okay, I could get Brainstorm to try to wiggle my way out of this, or Force of Will to make sure my Portable Hole works when it's time. I think I'd rather have Force of Will. Swords of Plowshares. I think that's really aggressive. I mean, I guess what else is it doing is the follow-up question. Oh god. Well, now this is interesting, because if I force this, they could just replay it with Lurrus next turn, unless I draw immediately White Source. Yeah, I can't afford to force that. Ooh, okay. The multi-Null Rod, anti-combo, anti-Flesh Raker technology meta is kicking in big here. It would have got there. All right. Annoying, but hard to know. I'm going to cast Stock Up. They are still running out of cards, and they still only have Lurrus going on. And their Lurrus still isn't doing anything, and because of their own Null Rods, a Mishra's Bauble would not open up the situation. They really need a Psychic Frog or something like that, which I can put in a Portable Hole now that Null Rod is not my target. A Mox Ruby will keep me from discarding to hand size. I could take a land here. I could take Plow and just work on this Lurrus. Am I worried about hand size, I guess is the follow-up question. Am I casting a Paradoxical Outcome this game? Maybe. I could take Volcanic Island and Swords to Plowshares, and that sets up remove Lurrus, play Forth Eorlingas. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. And I'll just discard a PO to hand size. And just looking at my answers, I have one Portable Hole. I've already played my Sink into Stupor. There's 2 Flame of Anor in the deck. Okay, those are answers to Null Rods as well. Okay, discard PO. At Lurrus as 6 mana 3/2 lifelink. It's not nothing here, but it's also not very good. If they get a Psychic Frog going, even me forcing it makes me deal with Lurrus on the following turn. But I am now capable of doing that. They cast 3 Swords to Plowshares on 3 Thundertrad Trainers this game, which means my Lurrus now has significantly fewer things that could kill it if I get to that stage. And as always, just like Fast and Furious, Lurrus is the Nas. If you hit the Nas too early, you're behind. You're ahead for a little while, but then the opponent can catch up because they still have Nas in their tank. Snapcaster Mage. Well, I'm going to Force of Will this, pitching the other Paradoxical Outcome. Even if they Spell Pierce this, they won't have the mana left over to Ancestral. They have 1 card in hand. It would have to be Daze, like exactly Daze, to obliterate me here, but Christ is it bad if it is Daze. Okay, I didn't get dazed. Lurrus gets a point. Ooh, the Flame of Anor. I'm going to plow Lurrus first. That has to happen, and then I'm going to cast Stock Up. Reload me. Another land and another wizard. All right, I'd like the wizard, and I'd like the land. I now can Lingus them, or set up the control game with Trainer plus Flame, destroy one of the Null Rods, draw 2 cards, Portable Hole the other Null Rod. Still a healthy 10 life to play with. As long as I don't, like, ram a PO for 9 into a Bowmaster, I should be okay. They played a land which they have not had on previous turns. So whatever their card in hand is, it's the same card that's been there for a while. Vexing Bauble. I'm going to hold on to that for a minute. I'm going to start with Thundertrad Trainer, and I can save my land for later. I guess if they plow Thundertrad Trainer in response to its trigger, I missed out on half of Flame of Anor by holding the land back. Yeah, I think I should have at least played the land and then tapped the islands anyway. Just wasn't sure what I wanted to fetch for. They would need something weird like Stern Scolding, though, or, like I said, a removal spell. Okay, I'm going to put Force of Will in my hand. Flame of Anor is my blue card, unfortunately. But fortunately, I don't have to do anything yet. Psychic Frog. I have Portable Hole. I can deal with that. Flame of Anor can also deal 5 to this, and they don't have enough cards to save it. Yeah, like deal 5, kill Null Rod, Portable Hole Null Rod, and we're back off is an option. Or I could kill Psychic Frog, draw 2 cards. Now I have 5 lands in play, not even worried about Null Rod. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to win this game with Forth Eorlingas. Bowmaster is a card I'm a little worried about, but if we're pretty sure over the last 2 turns they've drawn Underground Sea and Psychic Frog, then I don't actually have to be that concerned about Bowmaster, because they had chances to cast it. Why would it still be in their hand now? All right, draw 2, deal 5. I'll draw 2, I'll deal 5 to Frog. All right, yeah, that shit just happened. And now I have an extra blue card to go with Force. And let's Lingus. Lingus with Force backup, they have 1 card in hand. Flusterstorm is the only thing they could even have here, I think, in the format that I even care about. Cool. All right. Yeah, we beat the double Null Rod just by having the Thundertrad Trainer stock up side of the deck. Like that. Okay, Hulls, Plows, and Endings all seem important here. Pyroblast, pretty relevant as well. Dismember could be fine, but I'd rather just like have more lands in my deck. Okay, Mox Opal, Force of Negation. I can shave some of the outcomes. This is what I was talking about in the deck tech of if your opponent is heavy against the combo, you don't have to be comboing with a build like this. We just beat them without doing any of that stuff. Stock up, Thundertrad Trainers, still keep the cards flowing. If I don't have POs in my deck, do I need Mana Vault? Probably not. Like Mana Vault and Mox Opal are the weaker artifacts. Do I need 9 cards coming in? And they're all answers to stuff. Kill Psychic Frog, kill Bowmaster, or Psychic Frog, kill Lurrus. I do like all those. I might not even need all my Force of Wills if we're going to be playing this kind of back and forth game on lower resources. Yeah, I'm going to cut 1 Force of Will and 1 Bauble. So here I've reduced my exposure to Null Rod by cutting all of my worst artifacts and by cutting the thing that relies most on artifacts. I still have 1 PO in here. I can still scroll for it if I get a window, but I'm mostly signing up to go toe-to-toe Lurrus versus Lurrus, which is an interesting strategy because they are meant to be a fair Lurrus deck, and it's just something my sideboard can kind of transform into. That is a strategic disadvantage. But if they are sideboarding and mulliganing and have constructed their deck with multiple main deck Null Rods against the stuff I just boarded out, then I've regained a strategic advantage. I'm certainly not happy with this 1-lander, though maybe we should do some math here. There are 14 actual lands in the deck, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana artifacts I can draw now. That's 21 cards that I would be happy to draw. And then Ancestral Recall, I'm happy to draw that too, of course. That's 22 cards I'm happy to draw. Probe's a second look at 22 cards, if I happen to draw that one. That's still worse than 50-50. It's like slightly better. It's closer to 1/3 than 1/2. And I have 2 draws and they're a Wasteland deck. I'm going to mulligan. Why not at least do the exercise, though? My opponent is also seems to be either suffering from a slow internet connection or suffering from distraction. Maybe they're at work, maybe they're double queuing, but they are sub 10 minutes on their clock right now and down a game when I have 13 or 16 and a half minutes on mine. These Lurrus mirrors can get sloggy, and it's not a good match to be down 7 minutes when nothing's really happened to make that happen. Okay, whatever was going on was apparently significant enough that they don't want to come back. Waited 5 minutes, and then I win. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 3. My opponent kept 7 and does not have a Lurrus. My hand has Draw Step, Gitaxian Probe, Time Walk. By then, I'm casting Lurrus. I'll try it. Obviously, I would like a PO or a Stock Up Ancestral. In the critical mass of those, though, gives me some comfort keeping a hand like this that doesn't quite have its own plan yet. Gitaxian Probe. Oh, okay. Well, you know the shields are down for whatever it is you want to do here. Underground Sea, Ponder. So this is probably Doomsday. Ponder, despite being unrestricted last year, does not see a lot of vintage play, and the place that it does see play is in Doomsday, where they play the max. Okay, I'm going to probe them. I'll do it first. I'm not playing around Daze. Stock Up, Demonic Tutor, Yogwill, Thoughtseize, Flusterstorm, Yogwill. Does Doomsday play Yogwill, or is, like, Dark Ritual Storm back somehow? Bad news for my opponent, though. I drew one of the most messed up cards I could possibly draw in this position, which is, of course, Urza's Saga. That lets me walk into the Saga Zone, and I drew Thundertrad Trainer. That's really good, too. Okay, I bees in the trap. Here we go. Paradoxical Outcome. I cannot play that card right now. And I'm not going to grab Lurrus straight into this Thoughtseize. Scalding Tarn. Am I dead? How do I lose here? If they, like... Alright, Time Walk. They drew Time Walk, so I have perfect info here. They would have to, like, draw Black Lotus or Dark Ritual here, I think, to really get it going. But if they do that, then, like, that Dark Ritual or Black Lotus, just a burst of mana into a Demonic Tutor, into a Yogwill, into another burst of mana, is probably pretty good. Okay, Demonic Tutor resolves. This could be the Black Lotus. Yep, sure is. Are they just going to stock up with this, or what do we got going on here? Yogwill. Okay, so they're going to Time Walk again? Or is there a Demonic Tutor line that kills me here? It's a pretty good Yogwill, though. Probe. Yeah, that Yogwill's just worth like 3 mana and 5 cards, so yeah, it's a good Yogwill even if I don't end up losing to it. Which I still might, I don't know. Time Walk out of the graveyard, and they can still Demonic Tutor. Okay, I chose to Ponder instead of Demonic Tutoring. If Ponder hits a Mox, they can still Demonic Tutor as well. Man, I love seeing Yawgmoth's Will go nuts in 60-card formats. Vamp Tutor. Okay, so I'm probably dead. Alright, bad news, everyone. The third consecutive turn in a row after drawing a gajillion cards. Manifold Key. What are the chances they have Time Vault? Okay. Alright. I kinda need to know how they win. Okay. I said in the chat, sorry, I gotta see how you win. There is actual information to be gleaned here. They're going to win. Okay, they said they have Besieged Tendrils, and I'm choosing to believe them. Okay, that's fine. I value my time on Earth. Okay. We have played against this deck once already, this league. Interesting that it's happened twice. They said Tony Scapone played this deck in a recent challenge. Okay. That would make some sense if Tony's out here working on vintage combo. People love Dark Ritual combo, myself included, if it makes sense in the metagame. And I only brought in 1 Pyroblast last time. I think I want 2 this time. Maybe shave 1 Opal. I am down 2 mana sources here, but it's kind of the bad one. I caught all my white cards, right? Those are supposed to go, except for Forth Eorlingas. You get a pass. Okay, I'm gonna try it like this, and in we go. Double force, double blue card, Tormod's Crypt, Flooded Strand. I obviously wish this had one more mana than it does, but I do play a Meticulous Archive, and I like whatever else is going on here. I'll pass. Mox Ruby, Underground Sea, Mana Vault. And end step, let's get that Surveil land. Just looking for a second mana to get Thundertrad Trainer or Demonic Tutor going. I do not want Misstep, actually. It's not worth more than a mana to me. Upkeep Ancestral. Oh, I will Force of Will that pitching Paradoxical Outcome. As I bin my Misstep, that's funny. They can misstep me, but I do have to do this now because I am trying to hit these land drops. Yeah, Urza Saga. Now I have a plan. Pass. Looking for lands. Ancestral hit 3 of them. How good are the other 5 cards in their hand? Stonk Up. Yeah, Stock Up, really good. You don't really want to force that, but you are also going to get buried by it if you don't. Lotus. Land. Emerald. 2 cards left. If they hardcast Bolas's Citadel, I'm ready. If they have Thoughtseize plus anything, I lose. This Tormod's Crypt is parked in play, so Yogg-Will lines are off. Yogg-Will. Alright, so this could be bait, but, I mean, I boarded in this card to stop Yogg-Will, so whatever. Like, they could cast a spell now over the top of Yogg-Will. Alright, Black Lotus, they just... Yogg-Will paid for itself and flushed out the Crypt. 1 card left over there. Alright, now I will counter this. Alright, we gotta stop this chain. Alright, Black Lotus back. Opponent drawing wild with zillions of mana. Okay, now I have a choice. I could Demonic Tutor for some sort of interaction, or I could hold up Urza Saga and just hope to fade. What would I actually get here? I could play Vexing Bauble. I've already cast Ancestral Recall this game. How important is a Saga token? Probably not very. Alright, I am going to cast Demonic Tutor, and I'll figure out for what. I could Demonic for just some artifact mana and still make a Construct, but what does that even do for me? Okay, Construct is out, Demonic Tutor is in. I could grab Forth Eorlingas and just try to push next turn. I'm more worried about not losing than I am about winning. Time Walk is here. Does that actually do anything? Well, if I walk, I can... I think I do want a Time Walk. Just show me some more action here. I'm moving forward on Urza Saga at the very least. Could be Vexing Bauble, could be Black Lotus. I get to see a draw before I have to decide. Mox Pearl. Okay. Oh, if I make 3 mana, I have 6 mana here. That is the correct amount. Okay. Do I want... I think I need Mishra's Bauble, not Vexing Bauble. Mishra's Bauble. Mox Pearl. Bauble you. Don't show me when the game spell. Alright, they're drawing Underground Sea. We're fine. It's gonna work. Lurrus. Lurrus. Drawing 2 cards a turn now. Pass to them. They'll draw Underground Sea. Then I'll see every card they draw for the rest of the game. Okay, a little calculated risk there, but I'll take it. Paying to untap Mana Vault. Makes sense. Mana Crypt still flipping though. Underground Sea. Bauble you. Manifold Key. Okay. I don't lose to that, but that is closer to a problem than Underground Sea is. Paradoxical Outcome. Yes, please. And Merchant Scroll. That could be another Paradoxical Outcome. Okay. Play Bauble. Play Crypt. This is a mana neutral PO. I'm not going to pick up Lurrus. Here we go. Now I'm chaining it. We're doing the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can go -1 mana if I want to put a Thundertrad Trainer in the mix. I think I do. Okay. I'll use my black because it's already been used this game. Trainer. No copy. I would like... Do I want Vexing Bauble? I think I'd like Force of Will in the bank. And then PO, pick up the Trainer and these 5 artifacts. More artifacts coming in. Snapcaster can be a PO, so can Merchant Scroll. I have 4 forces and a bunch of blue cards in my hand. 9 cards right now. It's a lot more cards than I need. Merchant Scroll cannot get Forth Eorlingas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm gonna copy buddy this thing and start looking for how I actually win. I'd like Mishra's Bauble. I'm just trying to discard fewer cards. Bauble, Soul Ring. Okay, that did actually go down cards, which I was trying to do. Okay, they've had quite enough. Sweet. Survive until you turn the corner. Trust the one lander in the deck full of mana. That one of Tormod's Crypt I brought in actually was a huge deal. Just having access to something like that, the Urza Saga can get it, I can tutor for it, or if it's just in my opening hand and I can shrug off a Yogg-Will. Feels good. I think I like this deck as it exists currently. I am going to hit submit and go back in. Okay, force blue card and mana to play the game with, and we can spin the wheel. Two Mishra's Baubles is almost Ancestral Recall. Thundertrad Trainer MVP though. I'm really happy that a card that entered Magic through Standard is seeing so much vintage play. That's just how it's supposed to be. Feels awesome, looks awesome. A Bauble. Opponent mull to 5, tough beats. Bauble you. Stock up on top of your deck. Now I'll Bauble me and decide if I like what I see. Force of Will on top of my deck. I do like that card, as it turns out. I'm going to play Volcanic Island, and I'll pass and draw 2 cards. One of them's going to be Force of Will. I draw Force, I draw Snapcaster. I'd like to find something that gets this PO going, but I am mostly happy. That Urza Saga could be trouble, though. I've done a good job ripping my one of Urza Saga in multiple clutch spots so far this league. Hate to see my opponent afforded the same opportunity. Alright, Trainer, get in there. I'd love to see a Mox or a Mana Crypt. Ancestral Recall. I will not complain. I'll put Ancestral Recall in my hand and chip it. Yeah, if their Saga reaches its conclusion and tutors Vexing Bauble, my hand is suddenly horseshit. And that's tough because I'm currently very well set up to play Magic. I am going to force this stock up. This might be the last time I get to cast Force of Will this game, and I'm going to use it so I don't lose it. Oh, my own Vexing Bauble. Cruel Fate. Okay, Ancestral myself. Opponent has Force Pitching Lorien. I'm going to Force Pitching stock up. Again, might be the last chance I get to use these forces. Okay, Flame of Anor can defeat a Vexing Bauble, and I have a Wizard. And so I have Force Blue card Destroy Vexing Bauble is a sequence that I have available to me. That's pretty good. And I can snap Ancestral if nothing else happens. Saga going up. I'll fetch before they can get Pithing Needle and mess me up. I don't even know if that's something their deck does. I'd be a little surprised. I think I want... I'm not going to take Underground Sea. I'm going to hit Tundra. So this is mana that casts Lurrus and respects the colors that my deck actually is, and not the one of Demonic Tutor. Soul Ring. Okay. Karn the Great Creator. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Well, I'm going to force that. Pitching Snapcaster. See you later, Ancestral Recall. But I've got a little... something of an Ancestral Recall myself. Target player draws 2, destroy target artifact. Yeah, this is a card that's worth 3 cards, right? That's what Ancestral Recall is. Lost my Crypt Flip. Now, I can get and play Lurrus, and there are Baubles in my graveyard. I am gonna just do that since I drew a Force. Lurrus. This will cancel out Mana Crypt forever. And I get to see every card they draw the rest of the game. Mana Vault. And I think the hooks are in. That last card in their hand has to be really good. We got the GGs in the chat, though. I am very impressed by how this busted, degenerate combo deck can sideboard into Jeskai Control. This is very powerful and appealing to me and how I like to play Magic, and especially how I like to play Vintage. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release. the magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Receivables has it at youtube.com/thereceivables. I'm on the play in round number 4, a Lurrus Mirror. I'm going to keep this hand that can cast and protect Ancestral Recall. All the lands in my deck are islands, so I don't have to think too hard about my fetches. I'm just going to send this Ancestral in their upkeep. That plays around their Force Negation and plays into my own. Volcanic Island or Tundra to start. Yeah, basically mono blue. There's 3 white cards, 3 red cards. Yeah, I'll just get Tundra. Whatever. Ancestral myself. We're having a fight. Force pitching Thundertrad Trainer. Force of Negation pitching Paradoxical Outcome. I'll just get my 3 cards back. Okay. Island, Crypt, Bauble, Thundertrad Trainer. Pitched 1 to Force. They've got another one. Black Lotus. Rut-row Shaggy. High power magic happening over there. Okay. They get a Bauble draw in my upkeep. Then I draw a card that they know about. My own trainer. I could stock up using Mana Vault here. I could snap Ancestral using Mana Vault. Nope. I'm a mana short of that working. The colors don't line up. Thundertrad Trainer. I could Demonic Tutor and hold. My interaction right now is Mental Misstep. I think I want a Demonic Tutor for a Force of Will, which might sound like weak sauce, but at the same time, my opponent's down to 2 cards in hand to my 6, and as long as I don't just lose somehow, I will eventually take this thing over. Mana Crypt dealing damage over there. Did not. They won their flip. Land. Lurrus in hand. Lurrus on the stack. Force pitching. I guess it's Misstep. Is it greedy to pitch Misstep? I guess stock up is the clunkiest card advantage thing I have. Oh, they forced me back. That's really good. I thought they only had 1 card in hand. I guess they get to draw for turn. So they drew either that blue card or no, I think I lost track of the Bauble. Well, that's bad. Now they have Lurrus in play to me not having Lurrus in play, and they're drawing 2 cards a turn. That hook I got into my opponent at the end of last game, they have it in me now. They know every card I'm going to draw, and they're drawing 2 cards per turn. However, I have a handful of gas. I think I should just Ancestral here. Fetch. Volcanic Island. I'm saving this Mana Vault for a future time where it's more useful. I don't want to just put it into play and tap it. Ancestral. Target myself. I found a Ruby, and the Ruby can unlock the Vault. I have an insanely messed up Paradoxical Outcome next turn, if I get to next turn. And Lurrus cannot attack now, because Snapcaster will block it. Oh, going for Black Lotus into a Bauble scary. That means they drew a big spell worth casting. Are you going to outcome for 3? Oh, or for 4, picking up the Lurrus. Yeah, I guess you might as well at this point. As I said, it can't attack. This is what I was planning to do on my turn, so this was the right time for them to do it. All right, I'm going to misstep this. I'm going to misstep like whatever I can along the chain. Just try to break up the crushing inevitability here. I hope that was important. Replayed Lurrus. This is a new Lurrus too, so they can replay another card from the graveyard. There's Black Lotus back. Merchant Scroll. This can get Ancestral Recall. Yeah, that's going to work. My misstep's already used. Mox Opal. Not currently on. Cycling Lorien. They do still have a land drop. Undercity Sewer. Okay, so their list is at least a little bit different than mine. If they have an Undercity Sewer, it's blacker than it is other colors. And, okay, I've untapped. I would love a counterspell. Just force to my hand. A Bauble's interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I can stock up and then PO. I'm going to start with the stock up. This might be worth forcing, but I would rather resolve outcome. Force of Negation. Oh shit, I should have played this Bauble. I could have PO'd in response and maybe also protected my stock up. All right, that was a bleed. Okay. That was one of those things that happens once and then you realize what you've done and you get off it. Okay. I did draw a big old pile of Moxen, including the white one. Bauble. This is 3, 4, 5 mana right now. That's one short of going PO again. How worried am I about Lurrus compared to the top of their deck? And Lurrus is obviously really good. They kept a card on top with Bauble. I could just Bauble them and find out what it is. All right, Bauble you. Tolarian Academy. Yeah, I'm scared of that. Confirmed. I could play Thundertrad Trainer first. Okay, if I Thundertrap into a Force, I can chill. Brainstorm, Flame of Anor. Neither of these are exactly what I'm looking for, but I think I will take the Flame and then Swords to Plowshares and hope I get another turn. I get a draw. Force of Will. Gitaxian Probe. Okay, so they're drawing Tolarian Academy, which they did keep. They had the chance to loot it away, which means they have spells worth casting if they kept this mana when they already have a lot of mana. Well, there's Time Vault. Tolarian Academy. Thundertrad Trainer. Alright, don't show me Tinker or Key. Flusterstorm. I don't care that much about that one. 5 in the pool. Are we going to PO here? Oh yeah. PO for 4. 1 mana floating. This is high octane Magic. I am enjoying this, even if I end up on the wrong side of the win here. Okay, they've used their land drop. Holding Flusterstorm now. Time Vault's back. Mox Opal's back. Okay, so they can Fluster, but I have Flame of Anor and they know it. Okay, I'm going to start with Gitaxian Probe, even though that does build Storm. I'd still like to know before I start doing stuff whether my stuff's going to work. Okay, they have Force and Fluster, but I just drew another Force. Cool. If I Flame of Anor to destroy Time Vault and draw 2 cards, they can Fluster it and I pay the 3, and then I force back, and we've achieved something resembling stability. But then Snap PO is in their hand, and my draw 2 better be really good. Their Lurrus is already dead, though. How many win conditions do they have outside of this Time Vault if I can break this up? It's pretty serious. Alternatively, how big of a Forth Eorlingas can I make? Not big enough is the answer. I could also Flame of Anor, let them counter it, and then use Force to protect... Oh no, I would need my Snapcaster. I was about to say Snap PO after the Flame of Anor. Would actually be insane. And it would, but it's not there. This is so scary. Okay, well, Flame of Anor. Target player draws 2 cards, destroy target artifact. I'd like to draw. I'd like Time Vault not to be part of this game. This also turns off the Opal in play and the one in their hand. Is there a sequence? Like if they forced first to build Storm, then what happens? They force pitching Thundertrad Trainer. Okay, so if I force their Force, then they can put 4 Flusters on my Flame of Anor. Okay, the Force works. They played around it. Good job. Mox Emerald plays Mana Vault. I can hardcast a Force, or I can... Alright, yeah, I can Force of Will, pitching Snapcaster, which will... I can pay 5 on a Flusterstorm. Alright. So they did manage to protect their Time Vault, but I got the upper hand on this counter war. They won their Crypt Flip. Mox Jet. Okay. I have perfect information right now, which means I'm going to Force of Will, Snapcaster Mage. They played the Mox Oval, played the Underground Sea. Snapcaster is Storm 3, Fluster is Storm 4. They can make me tap my... Yeah, okay. I'm just going to force this and then Lingus their face off. I can make 5 horses. Okay, they did not Fluster back. Did not invest my Mana Vault. Force of Will. There's that card again. What is the safe versus aggressive line here? What can I do? There's a Mishra's Bauble in my graveyard. I could just settle into Lurrus. Like, Flusterstorm doesn't stop Lurrus or Bauble. If I Lingus, it would be for 3, 4... Alright, I need to leave 2 up to pay for Fluster, and then Lingus would be for 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Alright, so 6 It's 12, 13. I can put them dead to a mana crypt flip. Okay, blue, red, or white, red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here they have to win their crypt flip and top deck the nuts. And if my monarchy draws a blue card, they have to beat Force of Will as they do it. Okay, opponent's at 2. I'm the monarch. Draw a card. I did not hit a blue card. Mana crypt flip plus top deck to rule them all. Let's go. They lost the flip. Okay, that was an insane game. Just haymakers from downtown back and forth. Pyroblast coming in for sure. I don't think I want Portable Hole. I do like Swords to Plowshares. Flame of Anor seems great. Vexing Bauble looks like it could cut both ways, which is not that surprising. I think I'm out on Vexing Bauble on the draw. I don't need my basic island either. Cutting these 3 gives me 3 Pyroblasts. That's definitely happening. Force of Negation, obviously, could be good, but if we get into a game that ends up being about Pyroblasts and Flusterstorms, going 2 for 1 to interact with an opponent who can fluster me is concerning. How fast do I want to try to go, I guess is the question. Do I think I'm the beatdown here or not? I'm probably not. If they're Dimir with Time Vault, I am probably the slower deck, or the deck capable of going bigger and slower. I could see arguments for Biforce and Prismatic Ending as well. I have Flame of Anors in already. I don't need Biforce for a combo mirror. I have some passive ability in that space already. -1 PO, +1 Force of Negation, minus a bunch of garbage. That doesn't matter, +3 Pyroblasts. I could go for the Force, the Prismatic Ending, but I am going to stop before I overboard myself. I do want the ability to combo back over the top if I get a window. I don't want to be full Jeskai control here. This hand is very good if I get a turn. Even better if I draw a blue card on that turn. I will keep. I have mana, lots of it, and 2 copies of the best card in this post-board games. Manifold Key. Uh-oh. Black Lotus. Do I lose? Player Academy. Yikes. Okay, they just bought Lurrus. He without a force. Or, yikes. Okay, well, I have a force. Before the well-actually crowd chimes in. All right, that was a very fast Lurrus, which, as we've discussed, is not always the best Lurrus. Emerald, Soul Ring, Sapphire. And I'll buy my Lurrus too, if this is what we're doing. Let's party. I mean, Black Lotus is obviously good. It's a ton of mana, but it's not a draw engine. If I can beat the cards in their hand, this Lurrus is kind of a stinko. Undercity Sewers, Entombed Mox Opal. That's just free card advantage with Lurrus. As much as I'd like to fetch my Meticulous Archive here, I'm not going to tap out a red and just get PO'd. Oh, speaking of PO, that's my guy. Okay, I can PO here around a Flusterstorm, and I can counter a Force. Hardcast Force of Will. I've got a Pyroblast for that. Let's hope my opponent doesn't also have Flusterstorm in hand. Ooh, the outcome is quite paradoxical. Here come my cards back. Brainstorm is not bad here. I could play Lurrus, but it taps me out of red. Just making sure there's 2 Volcanic Islands in this list. There are. I was pretty sure of that. And I think my opponent is running out of juice, and I'm going to let them juice themselves out over there against my wall of counter magic, and then my Lurrus will drop. Misty Rainforest. Lurrus getting in, and I'll go to my turn. Take a draw. The 3rd Pyroblast. You love to see it. Brainstorm. I'll start there. This could do so much. It did a lot. Spoiler. I'm actually going to put Lurrus back in the deck, because that's not important right now. And one of the Pyroblasts with it, I think. And then Mox Ruby and stock up. We've got another Hardcast Force of Will. I've got another Pyroblast. We've got a Flusterstorm targeting what? They should target stock up is the correct target. Yeah, okay. So opponent's all in over there. I do lose my stock up, but I think I'm okay with it. And I can shuffle away my Lurrus and my Pyroblast, but to play Thundertrad Trainer, but I think I'd rather kick this next turn. The opponent's got the fetch for Underground Sea. If they draw Time Vault, I even have... Ooh, this is interesting. All right. It's a bold new world here. I'm going to force some negation this bauble so they don't start drawing 2 cards a turn with Lurrus. That is a big put down, but I am expecting to reload here. Okay, so I'm drawing Pyroblast. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm in the trap. I can't take Lurrus. So I'm actually going to fetch Lurrus away and get fresh looks at all potential spells. Ancestral Recall. I'll take it. And the Underbuddy. Paradoxical Outcome, Force of Negation. Their best cards are... Okay, I will take the Force of Negation, I think. Yeah, I can't cast the PO now, and I'd rather just not lose. All right, Force of Negation in my hand. Lurrus is a blank right now. There's nothing in the graveyard. If they attack, I'll double block. I can Force of Negation a Time Vault, and then they can't even Lurrus it back. I can Pyroblast most other cards that I would care about in their deck. I don't care about Time Walk. Yeah, they can Manifold Key the Lurrus to attack. That's fine. I'm not at 3, so whatever. I will be next turn, though. Lurrus is almost there. They have not activated their key. Yeah, you better. There it is. Okay. So I do go to 3 now, which means I am dead on board. And they're at 34 life. If I Ancestral here, Flusterstorm is a huge pain in my ass. But I don't care about anything else. I am going to Ancestral in the end step. Try to maximize. Okay, cool. Mana Crypt. Not very good. Swords of Plowshare is excellent. Plow your Lurrus. Mox Opal. I will not be playing this Mana Crypt. And begin the beats. Shields are up, but that can change quickly. I also have a deck full of insane draws. Gitaxian Probe. I will pay the iron price for that. Are we Force of Willing a Gitaxian Probe? What's going on? PO over the top? What's happening right now? There's so much mana in the pool. PO over the top. Alright. Pyroblast, counter target spell if it's blue. That is a blue spell. And their hand is Mox Opal. I've got a Mishra's Bauble. I'm going to see their card. It's Underground Sea. Would be nice to have that Lurrus I shuffled away, but I have used basically every card to get this far. Stock up. There we go. All right, so I'm wide open here to stock up and go crazy. Stonks. There's Lurrus. We're in here. Lurrus and Snapcaster. Do I have a PO? Yeah, I do. Okay. I'll take the Snapcaster Mage, and that should probably win the game. Okay. Opponent will understand that if I'm playing Mana Crypt, I plan to PO. We got the GG. Yeah, they know. They know. Cool. Just taking that slight control posture, but still leaving enough combo in that I can push it back. Opponent with the very early Lurrus. Was that literally a turn 1 Lurrus this game? It might have been. I don't really remember. Turn 1 or 2 Lurrus, and they got me down to 3, but then at the end, I win with significantly more resources and Lurrus still in my hand. It's not the first Lurrus, it's the last one. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Let's go. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in the final trophy round. I have a turn 1 Lurrus with force protection and a draw engine. I am going to keep this, and like I said, the first Lurrus, the fast Lurrus doesn't necessarily win. The last Lurrus does, but my opponent doesn't even have Lurrus, so I'm in. The opponent's on a Multa 6, did not reveal a companion. I'm going to bobble them first, try to get a sniff of what they're up to. Guy's Blessing. Okay, so they're Oath, and they're about to draw a pretty bad card. Crypt. I'll get the Tundra, because I'm holding the one of Plow that could punch an Atraxa out of the way, if it needs to. Lotus. Black. What if I cast Doomsday here? Would that be really funny? Catch my opponent sleeping. They have a force pitching Brainstorm. I have a force pitching Thundertrad Trainer. Getting vintaged over there. Bobble. I'd like to bobble again. I don't need to see another card as much as I need to replenish my resources I used to get to this point. Urza Saga and Flame of Anor. Like, if my opponent just plays Mox Orchard Oath here, my Lurrus is pretty bad. Ancestral. That card is almost as good as Lurrus of the Dream Den. And I say that with no sarcasm. Another one. Okay, I will start by Ancestraling myself and see if they want to fight over this. They did not. I drew a bunch of lands. That's not what I wanted. I'll be honest. I will grab this bauble and bauble my opponent. They're drawing Force of Negation. I'll play Urza's Saga and get that clock started. Attack with Lurrus. Yeah, drawing 4 lands this turn is not what I wanted to be doing. I could fall up behind here to some powerful situation. They are rug, not bug. Like traditionally, at least in the current construction, Oath is a bug deck. And it being rug tells me this is probably the Planeswalker build with only 2 Atraxas in it. And the Gaia's Blessings in their hand, which could be dicey for them, not for me. Okay, I think I want to get Black Lotus. I want to attack and then get Black Lotus and then cast Paradoxical Outcome and pick up Lurrus. So there's no creature in play for Oath. Though we do know they have Force of Negation in hand. Maybe I have to wait till their upkeep to do that. Black Lotus. I'm going to fetch for a Volcanic Island just to get a Volcanic Island out of the pool of cards I could draw. And I'm going to be totally honest here. I don't remember if you can fizzle Oath by picking up a thing after Oath has triggered. But I'm going to hope that I can because that is my plan here. All right, so Oath on the stack. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses target player who controls more creatures than they do and is their opponent. Okay, that's in English. The first player may reveal cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card, if that player does. This does not read like I can do this. So I think what I'm going to do is let the Oath trigger resolve, plow Atraxa in response to her trigger. Yeah, they just milled an ass ton of cards. And in response to this trigger, Swords to Plowshares. Atraxa is in exile now, and your trigger resolves a Null Rod and a Red Blast. Opponent is built to smash, particularly me. I don't have a Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah, just seeing that Force of Negation face up messed up my line. Okay, so they took Strip Mine, Force of Will, Null Rod. I can blast a Null Rod with Flame of Anor. Polluted Delta is not Strip Mine, famously. Null Rod. I will respond to this by... I could make a construct or I could cast Paradoxical Outcome. I think I want to cast PO. Do I pick up Lurrus here? I think I do. At least try. Okay. Target the maximum number of things. We know they have Force Blue card, but let's get it out of the way. Red Blast. We didn't know about that one. Disappointing. Okay. Null Rod is going to work. There's no reason to float mana here. And then I will go to my turn and be in some trouble. A Mana Crypt, heads, lost the flip, draw for turn, float. I have to get Vexing Bauble. That turns off their forces, and then I can destroy target artifact, destroy Null Rod. Okay, Vexing Bauble is in play. Blue, 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 1/2, stock up, leaving 2 blue in the pool. I'm looking for the Portable Hole, and there it is. Cool. Portable Hole has been found. Is Paradoxical Outcome better? Or is that greedy and insane? I suspect that's probably greedy and insane. What am I doing with Lurrus this turn? I could sack Vexing Bauble, play something else. All right. I'm definitely taking this Portable Hole. And do I want Force of Will? Probably not. I'm probably just going to replay Vexing Bauble this turn. In which case I want Thundertrad Trainer. Okay. These are my decisions. And then fetch. There's a Tundra in the deck still. Tundra. Portable Hole. Put Oath in the hole. And they scooped it to that. Wow. Okay. That was a white knuckle ride that may or may not have had a rules blunder in it. But okay. Right, there's no Grafdigger's Cage in my deck. There doesn't need to be. The thing about Oath is that it's pretty bad against faster combo decks, historically, generally. And I am one of those. My Lurrus and my Thundertrad Trainers aside, I am a faster combo deck than Oath. They're main decking Null Rods. I think they're the build that's going to have like Ren and 6, Dak Faden, maybe Narset in there. My Swords to Plowshares, that one of Swords to Plowshares actually did help win that game, but I think I am going to cut it and just focus on Oath not triggering. That is more interesting to me. Prismatic Ending in. I want some number of Pyroblasts and probably one more Portable Hole. I don't think I need all three. I can shave an Opal. I can shave Island. Though if this is the Rug Ren and 6 deck, I should have looked at their graveyard more closely. I was just so busy fending off the Atraxa, I forgot to look at the 20 cards they milled, see if there was a Wasteland in there. Probably a lot of valuable information about their deck if I'd bothered to look. Force of Negation can come out. I want to win fights on my own turn, not on their turn. I'm trying to be a combo deck here. I would like one more Portable Hole in. Where can it go? I could cut a Thundertrad Trainer. I'm not just going to run this out versus an Oath deck. All right, -1 Thundertrad, +1 Portable Hole. These decisions make sense in my brain. Another Black Lotus start. I will keep. I can put an Oath in the hole. Opponent mulled to 6. Blooded Strand. Flame of Anor. Okay. Urza Saga. Mox Jet. Black Lotus. I could just cast Lorien Revealed right now. That sounds pretty sweet, actually. This is a pretty big hit for like a Pyroblast, but let's flush that out. I'm trying to win with Urza Saga. What am I worried about? Mindbreak Trap. Yep, that works. Okay. That got a piece of interaction out of the way. Volcanic Island. Oath of Druids resolves. I'm ready for that. Now I have a little bit of a choice. I can just put this Oath in a hole, or I can make 2 constructs, tutor Mox Pearl, and exile the Oath. I am prepared to risk it for my biscuit here. Or I would tutor Vexing Bauble and then make the, now that I drew a land, that's how that would work. This whole line gets blown out by Boseiju, something that I don't have to respect, but I'm gonna. Or I'm not gonna. I could respect, but I'm not gonna, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Unfortunately, this Mox is gonna get locked under my Vexing Bauble. There's no way to sequence this correctly, that it does what I want. A Tundra, Portable Hole, dead to Boseiju. Doing great if they don't have Boseiju. Oath is in the hole. Attack for 5. And Moment of Truth. End step. Oh, there's mana in the pool. Oh, it's Lurrus Revealed. Good, 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 good. I approve of that one. I'm BoshNRoll and I approve this message. Stock up. Yeah, they're just putting 2 cards in their hand and taking another 10 damage is what I want out of this situation. Luckily for me, I've played enough Oath. You could imagine a situation where, like, this Portable Hole immediately gets Boseiju'd and you lose, but I've played enough Oath to know that their hand right now is probably like an Atraxa, a Gaia's Blessing, a Forbidden Orchard that they can't tap. I've been there, I've done this. Okay. Gitaxian Probe, paying the iron price. Their hand is a bunch of garbage and they look super fucking dead, is what I see here. I'm gonna hold back. Is holding back this Force of Will even worth doing? Like, I can pop my Bauble, cast Force, but they can Force too. I'll pass. Draw a card, cast Force of Will seems like something that I might want to do when my opponent is dead to 2 different creatures. Oh yeah! Packed it up! A tasty little trophy. A lot of really good back and forth magic here, and this deck feels awesome to me. Obviously, you have to be familiar with what's going on in the format enough to navigate when you're supposed to shove, when you're supposed to back off, when are you the combo deck, when are you the control deck, how do you sideboard, what pieces of what parts. Like, in this league, I sideboarded out both Paradoxical Outcome and Force of Will in different matchups, and understanding which one's which will lead to success. But if you do understand which one's which, I'm very impressed by this deck's ability to play both Paradoxical Outcome Combo and Jeskai Lurrus Control. And if I liked Lurrus Control already in the format, which I did, then I would certainly like it also if it has a busted combo in it. I don't know what's going to happen on December 31st. I don't know if Wizards will feel like they need to take action against Stock Up. I honestly have no idea. This seems like a cool card and not that broken, but I also understand the analog to Dig Through Time, which is a restricted card. Maybe this video doesn't make sense by the time it comes out. Maybe this deck is still good with one stock up in it and you replace 2 of these slots with, I don't know, like 2 more Flame of Anor. I don't know. Like there's stuff you could do. But for today, in this format, and in preparation of our 2 different Black Lotus tournaments coming up this summer, the NYSE and the Steel City Spectacular, I like this a lot. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon to support the channel. I'll see you next time.